What is up, everyone? Welcome to this episode of Over the Top Rope. To my, I think this side, yeah, this side, I have got my man TGA Alexander Moss. How you doing tonight?
Hey man, I'm blessed and doing well. I hope you are.
Absolutely, man. Like we were just chatting a little bit. I'm a big fan of yours and have been for a while. And one of the things that makes me a fan of yours is your gimmick. You know, you're you're a heel, but you're not like the traditional heel that most people know. Kind of like where you come out and you're like, oh my god, I'm in Greensboro, the worst town ever, or something like that. It's just very deadlocked and to the point.
I appreciate that, man. This is, I've been heel a time or two before in different promotions, but this is my real first run as a heel, and right now I'm kind of a heel everywhere I am, so it's kind of cool there. But I appreciate that. I'm glad that it's coming off that way because that's exactly what I wanted to convey, and it's evolving. I've got so much thought and creativity in my mind right now. So, man, I appreciate that. Please keep watching, giving me your feedback. Let me know what it's doing for you, man, because like I said, that's exactly what I want people to see, because to me, it doesn't always have to be that guy that comes out and just, says the mean and nasty things about wherever it is and the people that's sitting in the audience. Sometimes people just don't like you because of the things that you do. And to me, that's what a heel is,
Hmm.
to me that's what a heel is, and and many times, and I think this is where I got the character, when I created this heel character, when I was thinking about it, it was the fact that you might not understand what I do. It doesn't make it wrong, but you might hate me just because you don't understand what I'm doing. And so, this, I haven't said anything to those who are there in Greensboro, North Carolina for a while. So, if they're listening, I still, you still don't know anything.
I got you. I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down, and yeah, it's so funny that you can not say a word, but at the same time, the ones that are really paying attention and the ones that are, you have fans that are, there to see the Hurricane Ranas and the flips into the crowd. And then you have ones that are there for the story, the ones that are looking for that little nuanced story to be told. And that's what Alexander Moss does. You don't say a word. You don't come out, all flashy and like, oh my God, look at that fat slob over there. But to someone like me who's there for that, it comes across and it lands so well, and I love it.
I appreciate that, man. I really, like I said, I really do. That's what I wanted, and I'm glad that it's coming off that way. And and I mean this as humbly as possible. I can do, the flips. I can do the hurricanranas.
Mhm.
I can do all that stuff. But I feel like there's a time and place for that. And right now, where I am, it's not my time and it's not my place. I think that uh, we needed something like what I'm trying to give.
Mhm.
And thing that I say, I mean as humbly as possible. But I think we needed what I'm trying to give, and I'm taking a stab at being that true heel. I'm taking a stab at it, and like I said, I appreciate your kind words, man. I'm thankful that it is coming off that way and working thus far. And I want to be a great storyteller. I want to be a great storyteller. I mean, like you think about the Royal Rumble this past Saturday. You watch Roman and Seth. Why was that match so good? Nobody
Yep.
did it crazy, but the storytelling was perfect. It was perfect, and so I want to perfect that part of my craft, and that'll carry me along a way further than any move that I'll ever be able to do.
I agree with you 100%. I love that you put it that way, because I've every promotion I've been to, I haven't seen one of you. I haven't seen that person that just comes out, gets in the ring, and that's it. But yet people hate them so much, and it's a one of a kind thing, and that's really what I love about it. It's a one of a kind thing.
Man, I really appreciate that. And the kindest words that you just said is that people hate me. Uh,
Yeah, it's so weird that works, but that fits.
yeah, yes, yes. Never thought the day would come where I would say something like that, but I love it. The fact of the matter is, and in fact, I've dropped the name TGA. It's just Alexander Moss now, as you see on your screen, and people hate that, and it's because I'm not being what they want me to be,
Yeah,
and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that
yeah,
because
that's the direction you got to go to, to keep it, hate relationship.
yes, yes, and so
And
go
I
ahead.
know, when I guess it was, I don't know, I can't remember when it was, maybe November or December when you wrestled TIM
Yes.
and you guys were outside. We were sitting second row, and you guys were outside the ring, in between the crowd and the ring or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like there was, you were tearing him apart, and you were about to put him in a power bomb, or you put his head between your legs,
Mm-hmm.
and you were about to just end his world, and then you just like threw him out of the way. And I'm sitting there thinking, my God, this guy knows what he's doing, because you just like, oh yeah, he's gonna
Oh
wait, what?
man. I appreciate that, man. First and foremost, I respect the heck out of Tim. But when it comes to getting in that ring, it's about what I want to get. It's about what where I want to be. And so he just, at that point in time, he happened to be in the ring with a different Alexander Moss. And had he not reversed that, I know exactly what you were talking about. Had he not countered that and landed on that apron, I would have tried to put him through that floor, man. Uh,
Yeah,
I would have tried, but I appreciate that, man. In all seriousness, just you acknowledging what you see and it being exactly what I want folks to see. That's reassuring. That's reassuring.
yeah, because and you can tell, I've you probably wrestled at venues where I've been a fan at, where you could hit like the most rare iconic move, and then the crowd's like looking at their watch and like staring at their phone and stuff. But like when you and TIM, and like when you and Bojack are in the ring, there's nobody looking at their phones. There's no one looking at their watch. There's no one at the concession stand, because they want to see what is Alexander Moss going to do, because he's not going to tell you. He's not going to come out and say, I'm going to, bash Bojack's skull in. He's just going to do it.
Right. Right. And that's the thing. And even if I do decide to speak some point, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do to folks. There's no point. I'm gonna let you see that every single time. If I have something to say, it's just gonna be the all out truth, and the absolute truth, and I'm gonna leave it at that, because that's who I am. I am the absolute truth. So that's what it's going to be. But you're absolutely right. In fact, I was listening to Jonathan Gresham talk about that. He's talking
Mhm.
about he's got his new promotion, Terminus or whatnot, and he was talking about the reason why he and Baron Black put that together. And they was like, I want people to convey wrestling and enjoy wrestling for the way that they want to. But the bigger point that I got from what he was saying is, like, and you've heard it time and time again, but it's great when you hear guys that at the top of their game say the same thing. He's talking about people doing these crazy moves time and time again. People, they pop for it, everybody loves it, but when they leave that show, do they remember it? Are they going to come back just to see that crazy flip or whatnot, or are they going to come back because those guys made me feel something, and I need to know what's going to happen next time? Whether it's I hate his guts, so I want to go see him get beat up like they used to want to see Ric Flair get beat up,
Yep.
or I love him, so I got to go see him finally win, because he's been getting cheated like the Rock and Roll Express used to get cheated. It's just so it's that right there, and that provides longevity. It provides longevity. It will outlast again any cool and crazy move that I can think of and pull out. You know. So
Yeah.
again, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. And, you're speaking, right to the heart of a true wrestling fan, because I don't want to say that some of the. I mean, I don't really know how to say it without saying I'm not a huge WWE fan just because I don't think the storytelling is what it used to be. And I'm a huge AEW fan, huge Cody Rhodes fan, and on his show, Roads to the Top, he said that a promo can sell just as many tickets as the cool moves, and that plays off exactly what you're saying because you could come out and say something or do something in your case and not really say something, and people are like, "I'm coming to Firestar next week because I want to see Alexander Moss get his head bashed in."
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And then another thing that I've learned, and I'm gonna still continue to learn, even though I know it, I'm gonna have to learn it all over again. Is they always say that less is more. And you were just talking about that promo, and the fact that I haven't said anything since. God knows when. I haven't talked in a long time. When I do, people are gonna want to hear whatever it is that I have to say, but they'll have to wait till I'm ready. So
Yeah, I can live with that. I think that's a fair way. We're on Alexander's time. He's
that's
not
it.
on our time.
That's it. That's it. It's all about me right now. I got to
Yeah,
do what I got to do to get where I want to be. And so everybody else just has to
take
deal
that
with
back seat.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it,
It,
man.
speaking of AEW, you were on Dark and Dark Elevation
Yeah,
three times, not once, not twice, but three times
three
within
times.
a 4 week period. That's just mind blowing, man.
I'm still on the high. It's made me want to work harder than I've ever worked before. The job's not done. As you see, I was on there three times, but here I am, still back at it, still at the grind, trying to figure out how to get there and stay there. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It was a blessing. God truly took care of me in that 4 week. He always does, but in that 4 week period, in that specific realm of AEW, and being able to enjoy those experiences. And the crazy thing about them is, two of them almost not happened. You know, uh,
Really?
yeah, two of them almost not happened, and that's just the way that wrestling goes. The card's always subject to change, and that's exactly what took place. Two out of those three times, and all the way down to the last one where and things come full circle. Where I got to, lace up the boots and go against one of my all-time favorites, and Jay Lethal.
Hmm.
He wrestled, Cozone at the show where I wrestled Tim,
Yep.
where I wrestled IM. And that was nerve wracking because a guy I've looked up to for a long time is in the and is watching. I asked him to watch, but it's still nerve wracking. And it's like he gave great feedback, and then it comes full circle when just a month or so later you're across from him. You
Yep.
know, it's so funny, and I'm telling on myself here, but you hear Mark Henry's commentary at the beginning of that match, and he's absolutely right, man. When his music hit and the crowd erupted, I was starstruck. I'll be completely honest. I was like in my mind, I was just like, oh my god, this is Jay Lethal coming down this. But when they started cheering him when he was in the ring with me, I said, okay, wait a minute now, y'all going too far. And so it kicked me into second gear when they started cheering him, and it was supposed to be about me. And I almost had him. Everybody that watched seen that. I almost had him. But no, it was an incredible 4 week span of incredible experiences, plenty of motivation. And I hope that my career goes that way.
Is that a goal of yours to get signed, or is it kind of like if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't.
Definitely a goal.
Hmm.
But I also look at it both ways because I think that's it's not the only way that you can do it, but I think that's the most healthy way to look at it. Of course, I want to be signed. That I want this to be my full-time thing. I want this to be my career. But the fact of the matter is, sometimes things that you want don't happen. And I'm not looking at it in that pessimistic way of preparing for the worst, but it's just reality. It's the truth. You have to prepare for reality. It's not preparing for worse. It's preparing for reality. But I'm going to work for the best possible situation, and things have been going well, and I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep sending things out. I'm gonna keep asking people to watch. I'm gonna keep fighting for these opportunities, and my prayer is that I'm signed one of these days.
And I would love that. And I think from a fan perspective, because obviously I don't know the first thing about bumps and,
Mhm.
ring running, rope running, and all that. But, I think you're a perfect candidate for it. And uh, I've pretty much been sold on that for a while. But watching you and Jay Lethal in the main event on Dark Elevation, it was great. It was. And I don't put a whole lot of stock into these, I guess like, you know, wrestling breakdown websites or, opinion websites, but I seen two after your match with Jay Lethal, and both of them, the headlines were kind of the same. And the headlines were Rookie takes Jay Lethal to his limits and Elevation main event.
Wow.
And I didn't know if you had knew those articles existed.
I didn't. And if you can find them again and you can shoot them to me, I'd appreciate that, man. Again, man, I just humbled and blessed. Still mad that I lost, but but humbled and blessed to the fullest, man. That's uh, I don't even know how to express how I feel about it. Just I know that I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Um, Crazy, man. Like I said, I don't have the words. Just
It
crazy, man.
it's one of those moments that you can hold close to you and just know that it happened.
Yeah.
And it was great. You didn't botch it. There weren't any like all snap moments like I forget what I'm doing. It was you guys told the story. It came across, and I mean, I didn't I didn't see anything negative about it at all. And I think that in the world of wrestling, there's so many opinions. There's so many like so and so botched this move, so and so botched this move, or so and so, is lifeless out there. So and so is just a warm pulse. But I didn't see anything negative about it. And anybody that did, have anything negative to say about it, I mean, they're crazy. That's all there is to it.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I mean, obviously, I had one of the greatest competitors I could ask to be across from me, so that has a lot to do with it. But one of my best friends in this business, he said something to me, and it kind of gave it a big head. But I'm trying to fix that. But he just told me that it wasn't just him. You were in that ring too, and you did what you were supposed to. And we fought hard, and the regardless of the fact that he wants to win and I want to win. What we both want to do is, in doing so, we also want to give the fans, uh, I don't care about them as much, but I'm there to get mine. But we want to we want to do what we're supposed to do. You know what I mean? We want to do what we're supposed to do, man. And so it's humbling. It's a blessing. It's awesome. It's awesome, man. And again, you just make me feel good tonight, man. I
Yeah,
didn't.
I mean, I'm a big fan of yours, and I I don't a lot of I guess like wrestling podcasters do this is they'll see somebody, look at a couple of YouTube videos and interview them. But I and I'm not saying you can't get something across, you can't have a good interview that way, but I don't interview people unless I know like something more about them, I guess. And having seen you for a while and having been to so many Firestar shows, and we were at the one this past week, which I was so excited for you and Bojack to finally handle some business. And I don't know if TDD is going to see this, but he lied to me. And
Uh-huh.
me and him did an interview together, I guess like a month ago, and I messaged him and I said, "Yo, are you going to be there tonight?" And he said, "Nah, man, I'm not booked." So I'm like, Alexander Moss and Bojack, they're going to do their thing. We're going to settle this once and for all. And so I'm watching the match, and I look over, and next thing you know, there's Ben
Yeah.
and TDT
Yeah.
and Duke, and I'm just like, and then they both slid in the ring, and what happened happened. But at the same time, I was excited because that didn't end the story.
Sure.
You
Well,
know,
I wasn't excited at all. I I don't like any of them. I don't like how that went because I know what it looked like, but I still had that match very much in hand. I wasn't excited at all. So we're gonna handle it all right. That's for sure. You're right. There's much more to come. Um, but you already know who gonna get done what needs to be done.
Because
Um,
you now you guys it was made official by GM Bill Coble. You
Hey,
got to
that guy, man, what kind of business is that? We just got done fighting for 15 or so minutes. They're gonna put us on the same team. It's an idiot GM, man. He's an idiot. He's just not smart. He's not smart.
yeah. I've seen some comments on social media that it's like, man, come on now, what is this?
Oh God. And I just sometimes the people that you work for should be working for you. That's just the way that it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's a very appropriate way to put it. I'm excited either way.
Yeah.
Um, I'm interested to see if you and Bojack can stay out of each other's way to get the job done.
You better stay out of my way. I don't need to stay out of nobody's way. I am the way. I don't need to stay out of anybody's way. So he needs to stay out of my way. I am the way.
We'll see if Bojack stays out of your way so y'all can get the job done.
Thank you for getting that correct. I appreciate
Yeah, yeah. I spoke a little offside, but and one of my also favorite things about you, and this is a first for me interviewing somebody whose wife is also a wrestler, and I don't know how that works. How does that because obviously you guys I'm sure have been booked different nights, different shows, and that kind of thing.
sure. That's only happened a few times, actually. And
Okay.
in the almost 4 years that we've been doing this, that's only happened a handful of times where we've been booked in different places. And typically that just depends on what the booking is. Most of the time,
Mhm.
we're either booked together or one of us is booked and we go and support one another. Um,
I
that's
love that.
that's normally how we do that, man. That way it's fair not only to, us, but it's also fair to the rest of our family, our children and everything. And so we always try to be mindful of that and do it that way. And you know how they say, I know I'm Alexander Moss and I'm a bad man, right? But this can go on record if she ain't happy. Whew. Um, so so we try to keep each other happy, man, and it's been working out pretty well. But we always that's what we look. She's giving me the stare right now, so I'm looking at you, man. But that's how we do it, man, and it's been a blessing. The first 2 years were hectic because you got to go 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 go. You got to
Mhm.
get your name out there. You got to get those reps in. But we've been blessed enough to where we can be a little more selective at this
Mhm.
time. And that's going well. God is good. God is good. I give him all the glory. But she's been amazing. The kids have been amazing. They support us. So it's all a blessing. They're pretty much the only people in the world that I like right now. But they don't like me much right now. They say I've changed. It is what it is. They'll get over it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't put two and two together immediately, and I think I seen something on like Twitter or something like that, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I went down the rabbit hole and I was like, oh my God, they are married.
Yeah.
And to me that's so cool. I'm sure it's more common than I think or I know, but you guys are the only ones I know of, where both of you wrestle and it's not just one or the other. And I think that's just badass.
We appreciate it, man. It is awesome. It's wonderful to be able to share something as such. I mean, with the person you're married to, you want to share your whole life with anyway. And so the fact that we get to do something like this together is really cool. I duped her into it. She probably didn't know I was duping her, but she ended up enjoying it. So it worked out in both of our behalves. For
How did you do? Were you just like, hey, come check this, like, this practice out?
so well, it was really a duping. Okay, I have to be honest about that. I was I'm a minister as well.
Mhm.
And I was sitting in my office and I was like, okay, this obviously I love doing this, but I want to do more. I'm young. I want to do more. I'm going to fill up my time. I want to do more. And wrestling has always been something that I've wanted to do since I was little. I knew I always wanted to do it. And there was a time where I thought about it, and that's a full circle story too. I was at a PWX show and I asked Caleb Conley, as a matter of fact, man, how did you get started doing this? And he told me, you paid this much money and you go start training. I said, okay, it's not that easy. So I went away and I was like, I'm not doing that. That sounds like a scam. Um, but about 6 or 7 years later, I said, let me check this out again. And sure enough, like when you check it out on the website, that or on the online, that's pretty much what you have to do. to become a professional wrestler. You train, and it costs money. It's just like school, I guess, you know. And so looking at it, and I said, babe, you've been talking about, you know, having more date nights. I said, what if I could promise you at least 2 date nights a week for at least 4 hours each date night? You know, and I was like, you know, so that's really how it went. And I said, you know, I told her, I was like, it's wrestling. We would train, we would, and she went for it. She's crazy, man. She went for it. And that's, yeah, I definitely duped her into it, and it's worked out for the majority. There's been some tough times just because it's this business. It's tough on
Yeah.
everybody, but we've been blessed, and so that's how it went down. Like literally,
That's awesome. Once
yeah.
we get done with this interview, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go to the living room, be like, hey babe, you want to have like 2 date nights a week?
There you go. Let me know how it goes.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know, and hopefully I don't get the death glare.
Tell her you know some success stories.
Yeah,
You know,
it's like a no fail situation. Like it's like it's guaranteed.
there you go. There you go.
Well,
Absolutely.
man, that's gonna do it. I appreciate you coming on so much, and like I said, I'm a big fan of yours, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. It was a ton of fun. I had a ton of fun, and I really appreciate it, man.
No, I appreciate you, man. Sorry for having what I call the preacher's mouth. I talk a lot, except when I'm in the ring. But I really do appreciate it, man. This has been uplifting and encouraging. I'm probably going to go back to not liking you after we hang up, but that's okay.
You know what? Speaking of, when we were there this past Sunday, uh, you were outside of the ring and you were kind of like doubled over a little bit. And I can't say for sure, but I'm almost 90% sure you gave this like 6 or 7 year old girl just like this death stare. She was off to our right a little bit, and you just like glared at her for like a good like 5, 10 seconds, and then like kind of got up. And I looked at my wife. I was like, "Did he just death glare that girl?" My wife's like, "I think he did."
I did. I
Yeah.
did. It didn't feel bad 1 second. Not 1 second. She backed up. So as long as she knows what it was,
Yeah, she probably deserved it, I'm sure.
what kid doesn't?
Yeah, I stupid fans. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
But
man.
yeah, man, like I said, I really appreciate it, and I hope I will see you at Firestar a ton more, and I hope to see you on AEW Dark a lot more, Dark Elevation a lot more. I think that'd be great for my viewing pleasure.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, brother. And I hope the same things. And I hope that you keep doing well. I hope to keep seeing you. Like I said, I won't like you when I see you, but at least I can say I saw you. But and this what you're doing right here, man. This is amazing, and I'm thankful, man. I'm grateful. So keep doing your thing, man. And I appreciate you, man. This is huge, man. It's awesome. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was my pleasure, and I've got your in the description of this video. I've got your social media links, but go ahead and tell everybody where they can follow you on social media so they can get death glared at one night.
Oh yes, yes. Let me make sure I get this right. On all of them, I'm pretty sure that it's. I think. I think on what is it? Twitter, I may be the Alexander Moss, but on
Hmm.
Facebook and on Instagram, I think I'm simply just Alexander Moss.
Hmm.
In some shape or form, and hopefully it'll help you find me. I should know it right off the top of my head, but I worry about beating people up, not what my handle is. So y'all go and find it. If you don't, I'll find you, and it won't be pretty. So. Um, those are it right here. Let me see. Yes, yes. See, I helpmate, man. I tell you. Yeah. On the, on Twitter, it's actually Alexander_Moss.
Hmm.
I'm gonna look him up real fast. If you'll just give me that quick second.
Oh no, do your thing, man. You're
Uh,
good.
yes, on Instagram, it's the Alexander_Moss, and then on Facebook, it's Alexander Moss.
Okay,
Um,
okay, cool. Like I was gonna let you could have talked for another 10 minutes, and I'm not gonna interrupt you because I don't want to be on the receiving end of anything. I'd rather, we're kind of 50-50 right now, so I'd rather keep it that way.
there you go. There you go. You'll stay on my not bad side. There is no good side, but you can stay on my not
I'll,
bad side.
I'll be neutral. I'll be neutral.
There you go.
We'll keep it that way.
Yes, sir, man. Once again, thank you so much, man. I look forward to seeing you. What do we got here? It's February the what's the date? What's the date to the next show? February. February. No, at Firestar. At Firestar. Well, we'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah,
We got
I know there's I want to say one the 16th or like the I want to say there's one like I know there's one the 20th because a couple of
uh,
other guys I'm friends with are going to be on that show.
okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So definitely we'll see you then. Tell everybody
Yeah,
about it, man. Come out. We're doing some great things. I know it's a crazy time in the world right now, but lose yourself in this. Lose yourself in this, and that's as much as I care about any of you. Lose yourself in coming to enjoy some great wrestling, um, and I promise you, you won't regret it. And so, again, man, thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you each and every time we get to. We keep growing this relationship where you stay neutral, and I'll be me, the absolute truth. That's what I am. So, thank you again, man. Seriously, in all seriousness, thank you so much, brother.
absolutely, man. It was my pleasure. And go follow him, find out where he's going to be at, go see him at a show, watch him get his butt kicked, maybe. And I appreciate everyone that tuned in. I hope everybody has a great rest of their week. And we will see you on the next episode of Over the Top Rope.
There it is. God bless you all. Thank you so much.